This restaurant is welcoming and clean. Yes, it is. Looks perfect for conducting a private life lesson. What is the topic for the first lesson? The topic is, why mental health matters most. That's interesting. Issues of mental health are a hot topic these days. I agree. Stuff like depression are complex life issues with a great deal of consequences. Maybe if I can put it this way. If self-discovery is the journey, then what? Then the downside aspects of human experiences such as depression and anxiety are signs showing you that you're heading in the wrong direction. Wow. That was a bar. I am ready for this knowledge. Let's order the food and get straight into it. Sure, let's do that. But before we order food, I have a lot of pressing questions. Feel free to ask. I will answer your questions. Tell me, what causes depression? I can say it's quite complex to pinpoint it to one cause. There is no single cause for depression. Causes can be biological, psychological, social and environmental. I see. It makes sense. At what point will someone become aware that they are depressed? How to detect that someone is starting to suffer with depression? Interesting questions. This could be challenging to recognize. Usually the signs gradually develop. What does depression has to do with mental health? It disrupts good mental health, which is the well-being of our thoughts, emotions and behaviors. Oh, that's the problem. Yes. In fact, most problems in this physical plane are caused by the misalignment of oneself with their higher self or a purpose. For instance, when one is out of sync with their higher purpose of self, then depression kicks in. This sounds spiritual. It is. I'll interpret depression through spiritual, metaphysical and psychological lenses. Depression signals a disconnection from your divine purpose. Do you understand what is your higher self? No. Higher self is the aspect of you that is connected to God, cosmos or a universal field of energy. Whatever name you give that divine energy, the higher self relates to identity in a way that goes beyond the personality and roles we take on in life. In short, your higher self transcends your ego and self-validation. Can you explain a bit about the ego? Well, that's a topic for another day. Today let's focus on mental health in relation to higher self. You were explaining about higher self. Can you continue? Higher self is often described as the truest and most authentic version of yourself. Oh, I see. I never thought of it that way. This is clear. Living in alignment with your divine purpose is what brings you self-fulfillment. So what do I get in return? In return you'll have a sense, purpose and meaning for your life. This is serious. A lot of people are committing suicides every day due to depression and anxiety. It's a mental, emotional and psychological problem. Remember I spoke of the 3 planes of existence before? Yes, I remember. The mental, spiritual and physical planes of existence. Good. A misalignment in any of the planes can lead to depression. Can you clarify? I didn't understand what you mean. Well, let me take you a step back. Recall the interconnectedness of our being from spirit to mental to physical plane. Then from physical to mental back to spirit? Oh, I got it. It's a loop. You can say that. The cause is the mental plane, where thoughts, beliefs and intentions originate. The physical plane is where the effect of mental and spiritual activity manifest. It is the world of matter and tangible experiences. What can I take or do to overcome depression? Like I said, there are many ways to kill a cat. Before therapy, I suggest prayer, mindfulness and meditation as a starting point. Besides all these seemingly ridiculous ways, is there any effective way of killing the cat called depression? First, know yourself. It's not easy though. The good news is, you can. Trust me. How? Please explain it to me like I am 5. Less of the spiritual or esoteric terms. I got you. I will make it easy to understand. Thank you. Please explain to me how to overcome depression. I'll answer you shortly. I don't want to hear any spiritual or philosophical responses such as know thyself or yourself. Provide a tangible step-by-step guide that I can follow. You see, the problem here is, You are not patient with me. What more about overcoming depression, which requires patience? Would you manage that? My bad. I thought it won't be a challenge to overcome. I want a guide with an action plan. Easy to follow. That's the problem most people make. But before answering your question, and for the purpose of clarity, I'll take you a step back before proceeding. I have to clarify a few things before we move on. Let's have a meal. Then we'll continue outside. Alright. I am in. Time to chuck in some food. Look. We will get 2 plates of rice and chicken. They have a special offer today. The Almighty is working in our favor. I knew you'll throw this line. Let's go eat. Then continue with life lessons. I am glad to have you as my teacher, Your Highness. Remember, you owe me $3.33. I know. Relax. I'll pay you in full. We're running out of time. Food time now. Let's go.